Hey guys, Mike with Day-to-Day Millionaire here. And what do you do when someone says they're not interested? So if you're marketing pest control and door to door and somebody says, hey, I'm just not interested or not seeing bugs, what do you say to that? Well, a couple things you can do. First of all, you just want to understand that some people you just walk away from, right? You want to spend the time with the right people. And a lot of times people go in with the attitude of, I can just sell everybody. And that's awesome to be excited and, be confident in your abilities. But at the same time, you really just want to have that confidence and that, hey, I can sell everybody with the people that qualify. And if they qualify, awesome. You should be able to sell them. That's great. But at the same time, there's some people that you just don't want to waste your time with. It's only going to lead to more headaches and hassle. So one thing you want to be aware of are verbal cues and body language. So if you go to a door, you knock on someone's house, and they answer and they're like, hey, I'm not interested, pay attention to their body language, their verbal cues. If they're like in the process of slamming the door, they're mean mugging you, they're super angry, yeah, cool, walk away. Hey, no problem, no big deal, walk away. That's great. But there's some people that are like, oh, I'm not really interested right now. Thanks for stopping by. Whatever the case is, where they're not really enthusiastic about their not interested. And those are people that you can try and at least qualify. And then if they qualify, go through your sales process with them. So again, maybe you've seen a bunch of bugs that are on their property. You've seen different issues that your company can handle while you're walking up to the door. Cool, those people probably qualify. So if they say they're not interested, they still have that issue that you could help them out with. So try and at least move forward, at least try with those people. Again, another thing that you want to keep in mind is the next step that you should do if they say they're not interested, but they're not giving you negative cues like that, is to throw out an assumptive question. So it could be something like, oh, cool, that must just be because you're not seeing any bugs right now, right? Or, oh, well, you just must be moving then. Is that right? Or, oh, I'm guessing you probably just already have a service then, correct? So something where you're assuming some type of issue or concern that person might have. And then the great part about that is either you're going to be right, and then that's cool because you know how to overcome that objection from that point, or they tell you the real reason of why they don't have a service right now or why they're not interested, and then you at least have somewhere to go from there. So again, if somebody says they're not interested and you throw out that, oh, cool, you must not be seeing bugs, and if they're like, yeah, that is the case, then you could be like, great, well, that's exactly why we're here. If you already were seeing bugs, if you already had an issue, it would be costing you a lot more to pay for our services, or you already would have a company out here looking at it. So that's why we're out here today. We're out here offering a couple different discounts for the next few houses. And again, you can plug into those, set up more of a proactive approach. And that's what most people in the neighborhood are doing. And you can take advantage of it. It's going to be a lot less than if you already had a pest issue. And then you can kind of move forward from there. So take whatever issue or concern that they have and just kind of roll with it and be like, oh, great, well, that's why we're here. So again, if they're not interested in that aspect. So if they already have a service, then you can talk about switchovers, different things like that, find out more in that aspect. Again, the next step that you want to do is basically make them feel like that happens all the time. So if they have a concern or they have an issue, don't make them feel like, oh, well, you're just a weirdo. Like, no one's ever said that to me before. No one's ever had that concern or objection before. What's wrong with you? You want to have the approach of, oh, cool, I deal with that all the time. And a great way to help you through this is gather as many stories as you can. Because again, facts tell, but stories sell. So if you have customers in the past that you've dealt with, or stories that you know of in your company of someone that had that issue or that concern and they moved forward and got your products anyway, those are stories that you want to collect, because you can just share that with those different prospects. I'm like, hey, this happens all the time. The Johnsons a few weeks ago, they were having that same issue, or they were, thinking the same thing, but they ended up getting started, and here's why. So use those stories, gather as many as you can, because again, it's going to help you through those different concerns of not interested, or, I'm not seeing any pests, or whatever the case is, whatever issue that those your prospect is dealing with. So again, couple different tips you can use for how to handle someone saying I'm not interested or I'm not seeing any bugs in my home, and still get service to them, still sell your products. So hopefully you guys got value out of that. If you did, feel free to comment and share. And again, if you are in pest control, marketing, and door-to-door sales, be sure to head on over to d2dmillionaire.com. You can just enter your name and email and get access to our free video training on how to overcome the 8 most common concerns in pest control marketing. So things like I need to talk to my spouse, a more in-depth detail of I'm not seeing any pests, I do my own pest control, and again, a whole bunch more as well over at d2dmillionaire.com. And like I said, just enter your name and email for access to that free video training. But again, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you more soon.